people, how are you doing? How are you doing, really? I'm doing great today. Really grateful. Grateful for your support. Like I said, it just means a lot for just even that one person to let me know I've been listening to you, and I think you're doing awesome work. And getting to hear from you, just it lights up my days. So thank you wherever you are. If you've listened, if you've subscribed, if you have supported my work in this podcast and beyond, I appreciate you. Today, there's something that I've been thinking about that was sparked from a conversation that I had with my Auntie Hope. She has children and grandchildren, and her children have partners. So we were talking about celebrations, and she said, if I start to celebrate my children's anniversaries, then celebrate their partners' birthdays, then celebrate their children's birthdays, it's going to be so difficult for me to remember all of these things. But also, it will be pretty expensive for me to afford to buy gifts for them and to be there for them. Because this means that I'll be going back and forth. So if you counted all of these, it means if the chances are high, if you have 5 children, that from January to December, there's going to be an actual event to celebrate. And this is aside from everything else, the Easter, the Christmas, and all of these things. So we were having this conversation, and she said, maybe you don't start at all. Because once you begin, then there's going to be that expectation. So suddenly, what's happening? You didn't call me. What's going on? And I was laughing and telling her that I think we should do what we can when we can. There's this birthday a friend of mine celebrated a couple of years ago. I'll call her Claire. And at about 7 a.m. on the day of her birthday, she sent me a message and said, is everything okay? Obviously, I saw it later. Said, is everything okay? You didn't wish me a happy birthday at midnight. You always wish me a happy birthday at midnight. And while I appreciated that so much, I appreciated that she knows that I endeavor to make her feel special that way. It's something that I try to do for my loved ones. There's also times when it's going to be impossible. Maybe I'm sleeping at midnight that day. Maybe I have no data. Maybe I'm out of town and out of range and I don't really have network, so I'll have to wait for a time when I can communicate. And it got me thinking about the fact that sometimes we are waiting to do things because we are worried about the expectation. And don't get me wrong, I truly understand it. If you are in Uganda, then you have probably been in a place where you've walked into, perhaps you've driven into a mall and the security guard has said you would need to tip them. Yeah, tip them with something, juice, tea, soda, whatever they're calling it that day. Sometimes a cop is going to ask you to give them something even if they have not really done anything for you. And so it starts to feel like an entitlement. If it came from your heart one day, then they see you 2 days later, now they're going to start demanding for it. And it's something that humans sometimes do. Someone has done something for you once and they were doing it out of the kindness of their heart. Maybe they've done it even twice, 3 times, 5 times. But the one time they don't do it, that's when you remember and make a huge deal out of it. So I think sometimes that discourages people from doing good or actually showing up for others. But I believe that you should do it when you can. The age you are right now, this is the last time you're going to be that age. The place you are right now, you don't know where you're going to be tomorrow, next month. You don't know the place these people are going to have in your lives, because things happen all the time. But also, as much as we might not like to think about it, we are mere mortals. And waiting for a time when you'll be able to do something consistently in order to actually start it, I think can stop you from some really amazing memories. So if you're not able to throw a big party for someone you care about every year, the year when you're able to throw a party, do it. And the next year, buy them a card or just send them a message. They will still remember that time you did that. And who knows, even the small card itself is going to mean a whole lot. But if you're waiting for the fact that you'll have all of the resources all the time, it's going to be hard. So remember the birthday this year, forget it next year. Celebrate someone's first degree and don't celebrate their second degree. Celebrate a friend or loved one's anniversary, and then maybe next year you don't remember it. Perhaps you are there for their baby's birth, and so that memory is stuck in your head, but you can't do anything much for them. That's perfectly okay. Just tell them you're thinking about them. Sometimes we think that it takes really grand gestures in order to make a difference for the people that we care about, but sometimes it's just something small. Even people we don't know. I will compliment a stranger in a supermarket or in a pharmacy or in a hospital because in that moment I felt like they looked good or they smelled nice or they had a beautiful smile, and that could make someone's day. That could make them feel good about themselves. But also, who are you helping by keeping quiet? So I would like to encourage you, each time you think about doing something nice for someone, just do it. If you have the means to do it, just do it. Don't worry about being able to do it next week or next month or next year. What we have now and what we do with it is what counts. I really appreciate when you reach out, and I would like to even share an email address that you can reach me on if you have a long comment or you have some suggestions or feedback. It's yearsofthephoenix@gmail.com. I'll be able to check that out and see what you think about these episodes. But also, if you'd love to support my work in any way possible, there are 3 ways, like I usually tell you. 1, you can support the work of 40 Days Over 40 Smiles Foundation, supports children in underserved communities, and you can catch us on any social media platform or visit our website on 40daysover40smiles.org. Support us, buy merchandise, tell a friend about our work, or just volunteer. You never know where that connection is going to lead us. Number 2 is House of Penda, which is an online accessory store that I run with my business partner. You can buy a product, look cool, gift someone, and enjoy all of them because they truly bring out the panda in your life. And finally, the Phoenix Project. This is a company that was born out of wanting to support our mental wellness journeys, and it started with my own because I produced them during COVID when we needed someone to talk to, somewhere to write, so that we can bring out all of these anxious thoughts. We have awesome journals and calendars that you can purchase from Mahiri Books. Thank you for listening, and talk to you next time. Bye.